Hello everyone, David here. Well, not a lot really that can be said about that. I'll do my best. Gubbed. Rangers absolutely hammered tonight at Parkhead, and the most disappointing thing was it wasn't like it was a game plan. It was a surprise. We knew that Celtic would come out the traps early, they would go 100 miles an hour, that they would tire in the second half, but the key was to make sure that the game was still live in the second half at worst. Obviously it would have been good to be ahead, but Rangers failed on every single level tonight, every single metric. I think collectively they didn't want it as much as Celtic. I think that the quality wasn't there, and again I think that the organisation was really poor. The team only one change from the weekend. Kamar Roof came into the side ahead of Cedric Eaton, and I think most people would have agreed with that. But whether or not the tactic was to sit in or not, I don't know. But certainly Rangers did get into their shape defensively. But, there are times in a match you do need to do that. But it was completely undone after 4 minutes when Rangers, to be honest, were slightly done by the referee on that one, because there's a head knock. He sees it. He should blow. He doesn't. He waits until Celtic have completed their attack. That's not how the rule works. But even at that, Hatate gets the ball on the edge of the box and he's time to take a touch and then set himself another shot. In an Old Firm game, there should have been bodies out there rushing him, blocks flying in, bodies going on the line. That didn't happen, and I think that was symptomatic of how the match would go for Rangers. In a frenetic opening start, it was Alan McGregor that kept us in it with some good saves. There were more moments that summed up the game. Tav, who was awful tonight, with a crazy attempt at a pass. It was a simple pass, he just didn't do it, that led to a shot. Alan McGregor makes a save, and then as the ball's looping down, Bassey just stands under it, and up goes the Celtic striker to power the header in, wanting it more. Borna Barisic had an absolute nightmare. He should have been subbed after 20 minutes. He was awful tonight, allowed Abada far too much room. And again, moments that sum up these games, when Rangers did begin to get a foothold and the game was settling down, Joe Aribo has a chance to put Scott Arfield clean on in goal and gets the pass wrong. And Celtic literally go up the park and score a second. And again, nobody's tracking the runners. Glenn Kamara, who didn't do it all night, he wasn't alone. Nobody was tracking runners. And Hatate puts a shot away past the goalkeeper. Bad enough, but at 2-0, it's a long shot, but you're still in it. 3's dead, everybody knows it, and that happened almost immediately after. Similar to Saturday, give away a goal and then lose your head for 5 minutes and give away another one. And that's exactly what we did. This was a disaster. No pressure on the ball from a throw-in. Cross comes in. The central defence is completely split at both edges of the 6-yard box. And Borna Barisic, who can see the ball, doesn't attack it, but doesn't track Abada either, just watches as Abada nips in and puts it away for 3-0. And that's it. Game's done. Second half, as they always do, Celtic died in their arse. But Rangers still couldn't lay a glove on them. And that's, had we been all over them in that second half, fair enough. All Celtic had to do was be compact and work hard to keep us out. The manager made 3 changes at half-time, and Ryan Jack at least comes out the game with credit. You see what we're missing. He shouldn't be out of our team in the future. If he's fit. Balogun came in at centre-half and Bassey went out to left-back where he looks a lot better. Balogun again showed the difference of having a real central defender in there, and you see what Bassey brings into the side at left-back, so there's something that should happen at the weekend. Some of the Rangers star players were dreadful tonight. Ryan Kent was abysmal. Totally looked as though he was phoning it in tonight. A complete nothing performance from him. Joe Aribo, who has been our best player this season, wasn't at the races tonight either. Barisic was awful. Tav was awful. And there's nothing we can take from this. Absolutely nothing. Except that if you're not committed in an Old Firm match, that's what's going to happen to you. We've dropped 7 points since Christmas, and that's why we've surrendered our lead at the top of the table. And it's us. We've done it. Celtic, their form is irrelevant to us. If we can't take care of our own business, then it doesn't matter really how they're playing, and we haven't been able to do that. The manager has now got to show something. The next few months will make or break his career. Don't be in any doubt about that. He's not long in the door. He came into a difficult situation and he did well, but he got a lot of credit for it. And the counter to that is that when things aren't going well, you'll pick up the blame. That's life at Rangers, and that's something he's going to face. He's going to have to make decisions on certain players, on who he can trust and who he can do. If guys are going to turn up like that in an Old Firm game of that importance and put in that level of commitment, then they're no good to us. On the plus side, we do have Ramsey signed, we do have Jack back, we do have Balogun back, Hellender's coming back, Stephen Davis was on the bench tonight, and Morelos will be back. All of these are good things. So, look, you don't win the league in the second Old Firm game of the season. I'd rather be in their position than ours, but there's still an awful lot of football to go. So I know that the temptation on social media is to chuck the jackets in just now and go, oh, that's us. Corporal Jones, woe is me, we're doomed. But we're not. There's still a long way to go in this season, but it has to start now. It has to start with a post-mortem of that shambles, and it has to start with a good performance and result against Hearts, because otherwise then the manager doesn't have the credit in the bank, and we're a very demanding audience. Thanks for listening to me, folks. I'll be back to talk to you again on Saturday after the Hearts match, hopefully a wee bit happier than I am tonight. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.